Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Plague Inc. Evolved. For those of you who don't know what it is, it's basically a disease simulator type thing, where you play as a disease and your goal is to end the Earth as we know it. I mean, not by blowing it up, of course. Our only goal is to just, kill all the humans. Because that sounds so much better, right? We're just going to go ahead and just hop into this real quick. We're just going to do a basic main game. We're not going to start with this. Just to kind of show you guys what's going on here, we're going to go ahead and start with the bacteria, which is the first plague that you you have when you start the game. There's a whole bunch of different diseases we can do, some of which I haven't even beaten yet. So that's what I'm saying. We're just going to start with this one, because if we jump into something like, say, the Neurax worm, you guys are... So we're just going to start pretty basic. So for those of you who don't know what the game is, I'm just going to show you how it works. I've unlocked a few things though, so it makes the game a bit easier. Yeah, let's just go ahead and go for these real quick. Yep, we're good. Alright, we're going to play on normal, because we don't want to be a bunch of ninnies, but we don't want to die, so we're just going to start on normal. I don't have cheats unlocked, so don't worry. I'm not cheating. We're gonna go ahead and name... Oh, you can name these, by the way. Like... Oh, I don't know. You just type in a bunch of gibberish, but we're not gonna do that, because I actually want to be able to pronounce this thing. We're just... gonna go kind of basic. Yeah. Nah. Completely original. Completely original. Alright, yeah, dialogue boxes. We're going to go ahead and pick where we start the game, our starting country, which is going to be India, because it's got a massive population, and we get a little bonus in heat climate, so we ain't got to worry about it. It'll save us some points later on. You'll see the time's moving right now. It's moving at about 1 day a second. And you see down here, this is the world. Our goal is to fill up this entire red bar, which means we have infected every single person on the planet with our disease. I mean, oh wow, that popped up quick. Yeah, little events can happen while we're waiting for our disease to progress. It may seem slow at the start, but that's what this is for. We got a whole bunch of tabs that we can use to upgrade our disease with the DNA points that we get for infecting parts of the world and making progress. We're not going to do anything yet. We're going to save up for this air part here, so we can allow our passenger to spread throughout the air. Pretty self-explanatory. We're just going to wait a little bit for this to climb up a couple DNA points. You do get DNA points automatically at certain parts in the game, just like by infecting people, and it's beginning to spread more and more people. And as you see there, the more people we infect, the faster it will progress. The more people it'll infect exponentially. Now we have the 9 DNA points, so we're going to go ahead and upgrade it with this Air 1 here. Literally, it's Air 1. Not only does that upgrade our disease, it'll take a couple seconds, but it also unlock the next one for us, which is going to be Air 2. We probably won't be getting that. It won't be necessary with this. So we just go through, we get these orange DNA bonus DNA, I can speak. We get those occasionally. And I can see our infection rate's going up a bit faster now that we've upgraded it. One thing to note is that whenever we upgrade our disease, everything else increases in cost. See, this water one went from 9 DNA points to 10, and that's going to keep climbing as the game goes on. We want water next, because that's going to insanely increase our infection rate, because that'll allow our bacteria to get into the water system. Which, oh yeah, we just got 2 DNA points there, so we can just get water 1 there. Okay. Oh yeah, the random events are usually a bunch of nonsense, but later on they become very significant for things like spreading our disease, inhibiting our disease, this thing in the bottom right, which we hopefully won't need to get to soon, but we probably will, considering we're playing on normal. Now, if we were playing on brutal, I'd probably already be talking about it, because good lord. And yeah, you can see now we're up in the thousands. One other thing we can do is work on these abilities here. This will give us things like cold resistance for when we get into the northern countries, Bacteria's special ability, which is admittedly trash, but it's the basics. Like, really, we don't really need this at all. And then later on, we're going to, actually pretty soon, once we start infecting other countries, we're going to need this drug resistance here. Because the very next country we're going to infect is most likely going to be China over here, which has really good healthcare. China, Japan, up here in most of England, the US. Flipping this, we'll get there later. We got 12 DNA points now. Wait. Oh yeah, so Southeast Asia is infected. We've infected our first other country, so we're going to get that red biohazard bubble and get some bonus DNA for that. So we're going to go ahead and give ourselves drug resistance now, so that when we do hit China, we're not going to be stopped dead in our tracks. Some bonus DNA. We can speed up the game a little bit. I'm just slowing things down a little bit so I can explain the basics to you guys before we go all hog wild and I'm trying to explain things at 80,000 miles an hour and failing. Yeah, this little indicator down here shows how many we have infected. This indicator we're not worrying about until way later. Unless like a natural disaster hits us something. I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory what this means. It doesn't take into account the, the natural deaths that happen throughout life as we know it, because the algorithms for that would be utterly absurd. They'd probably break the game in half. Got some bonus DNA, so we're gonna move over. We're gonna snag. I guess we'll do sheep, so we can bonus in rural areas, and that's gonna jump up our infection rate absurdly. It is gonna give us a higher chance for it to randomly mutate. Of course, we're playing bacteria, so that's actually gonna be a benefit, as you'll see soon, maybe. Yeah, now our infection rate just skyrocketed because we picked sheep, and India is a very rural country with over 1 billion people, so we're gonna hit 1/7 of the world's population right here. Now at this point, we're gonna speed things up a little bit. Yep. We can crank it up to 3 times speed, but that red line that you guys just saw, that was an airplane carrying our disease that moved to another country. That's how we're going to spread our disease across, the oceans and whatnot, to other continents, to the US, and you see right there, this is a mutation. Since we're playing on normal, we don't want any sort of symptoms, because that can get us spotted. We want to avoid that for as long as possible. So playing bacteria, we get 2 DNA points refunded. I clicked there too fast. I played this game too much. We get 2 DNA points refunded for every time we do that. Cold resistance real quick. And since I have that certain gene in there that says cost to evolve don't increase, we are always going to get that bonus 2 DNA points every time we devolve something. That is that's a flat guarantee for the rest of the game. You see, now we're in England, so that drug and we just hit the US, so that drug resistance is going to come in real handy. We're getting a ton of DNA points. Let's go ahead and get water too, so we can try to get up here, this northern part, Iceland and Greenland. Good lord. And now we're just going to start infecting countries like crazy, because we've hit Europe. And look at all this. We're going to get a bubble for each of these little squiggly parts here. Whoops. I'll explain that a little later. I guess I can explain now since the pop-up for it showed. We click here, excuse me, and we can show an overview of the world. As it says here, we haven't been noticed yet, so nobody knows we exist. It shows an overview of the countries that are currently healthy, which means we haven't touched them yet, and the countries we've infected, and later. And of course, this is the cure, which we ain't gotta talk about right now. A whole bunch of filters and whatnot. Yada yada yada. Let's get back to the game. The game does pause whenever you enter a disease screen or a world screen. We will hopefully never need to worry about this until much, much later. Let's crank it up a little bit. Yeah, now we're just getting a whole bunch of infection bubbles and whatnot. We're just waiting at this point. Let's go one more transmission. Let's go ahead and get road. That'll help us get infect places like China a lot faster. We've got Russia. And now we're starting to get some of the harder to hit island countries, and that's going to come in real handy. We already got Madagascar, New Zealand. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, Madagascar, Philippines, New Zealand, Indonesia, anemia. Okay, we want to get rid of that because we haven't infected the world yet. Like I said, there's a 2 DNA point refund right there. And since we devolved it when the game was paused, it's not going to have any effect and we shouldn't get noticed. We've infected half the world already and nobody knows a darn thing. Right now we're waiting on basically the northern part of Europe, Africa, and a couple of the island countries. Yeah, see, this is something that actually is going to help us. This is going to increase our infectivity in Italy, which we've infected, so that's infection's going to go up a bit there. Oh, we got Iceland. That's good. So we're just waiting on a couple parts of Africa, a couple countries in Europe, and Greenland. So you have 127 DNA points right now. It's going to go up to 129. We're saving these up, because right now we've got all the tools we need to infect the world. Not quickly, but we really can't go any faster until we've infected all the countries. We're just playing the waiting game at this point. We're just waiting on, yeah, again, same places. It's only going to be a matter of time, because nobody's closed any borders yet. Just got to wait for the infection rate to climb up to the point where they can't contain it anymore. Yeah, see, there's some African countries, some European countries. Crank it up a little higher. These things take time, you know. Yeah, we want to get rid of rash. We don't want to be spotted before we get to Greenland. That will be bad. Okay. It's literally just Greenland now. Oh, okay. There's Greenland. All the countries have been infected. Now we just need to play a little bit of the waiting game for everyone to get infected. We've already kind of hit 2020. We're not exactly playing at speedrun pace here, but what can you do? Let's go ahead and snag cold resistance too, so that the cold resistance and drug resistance, and we'll grab this for some insurance later. That way, it'll infect the colder countries a bit faster, because I know it's going a bit slow in like Russia, Canada, Greenland, Iceland, the colder northern countries, where it's all over everywhere else here. You see, we've almost infected everybody. Grab this DNA. We don't want symptoms yet. Trust me, we'll get to that. I'll explain what symptoms are in a sec when we've infected everyone, because I'm about to go completely ballistic. See that 130 DNA? Yeah, most of that's going to be going away, but you'll see why. Because this 130 DNA, it's going to take most of the world with it. We're waiting on basically Greenland and Canada. Oh, yeah, there goes Canada. Greenland's going to take a bit. Like I said, these things are exponential. They're slow at the start, but yeah, Canada's gone. But yeah, Greenland's going to take a little bit, and I think that's the last one. Oh no, Iceland. Yeah, that's the thing. Okay, I think a little bit more. Once both of the countries are about halfway infected, we can start doing the fun stuff. Okay, we're gonna devolve this real quick, just real quick. Because so there goes Iceland. Check the world screen real quick. Nope, not Iceland's world screen, the world screen. Yeah, once Iceland and Greenland are fully infected, then the fun can begin. So there goes Greenland. And Iceland. We're going to pop up just a sec. Alright. There are no healthy people in the world left. Tone the speed back down. And, so here's the symptom board. And there's the symptom board. Now watch the fireworks. So, there's our disease being spotted. It says it's quite severe. They have no idea what's about to happen. Count to 5. I guarantee you're going to see chaos before that. Okay, I guess you should have been able to count to 0.5 then. Yeah, now this death counter means something. So now that we've pulled the kill switch, everyone's going to start dropping like flies, and the countries are all going to go into a massive panic and start working on a cure, which is this bottom right part here. You should, yeah, there it is, 1%. Now, if this little cure meter, if that gets to 100%, we lose. The disease is going to be cured, and we haven't killed off humanity. We've definitely disrupted them a whole lot, but already we've killed 63 million people. But if we don't kill everybody, we lose. Game over. At this point, it may not seem like it matters, but that cure bar can fill up fast, especially on the higher difficulties. Like, we're on normal, so we're probably okay, but you just watch. Japan's gonna start sending out planes, because of course they are. We're gonna pop these bubbles to keep the cure from speeding up. It's already at 5%. And that's with the insurance I took out earlier to slow it down a little bit. You heard that, right? Alright, we got 29, we got 31 DNA points here. Now we start blocking the cure. This genetic reshuffle is going to be a good start. That's going to lower the cure to, yeah, lower it about a couple percent. The world's completely focused on the cure. They're already half dead. We've already won. It's just slowing the cure down a little bit. We got another genetic reshuffle to block some of the cure. Brought it down to about 18%. And here's the third genetic reshuffle to bring it down to about 18. And we've won. Just like that, we've won. That's what's left of the world. About 100 million. They got to 20%. They got to 20%. That's how fast we killed them. And blocked a lot of their cure with insane symptoms. It only took 3 years. Yeah, like what, March of 2021. ASDF to eradicate humans. That's brutal. Like, I hope that don't happen to me. I really don't. Like, that is a rough way to go. Before we win, let me show you some of the symptoms we unlock before we win the game. Coughing, which increases infection. Pneumonia, which does it further. This is where we start hitting the lethal stuff. Pulmonary fibrosis, which, yuck. Seizures, nobody likes those. I guarantee it. It's the one where, it's the unfortunate symptom where you start, to put it crudely, suddenly drop to the ground and flop like a fish. I've seen it happen, it sucks, it's brutal. Yeah, not fun. Inflammation, whenever you get like a red old splotch, giant hurt, painful splotch on your, wherever you get hurt. Paralysis, self-explanatory. Systemic infection, which is, think cancer, but not quite as bad. Coma, fun, and then of course, let's just make the entire body shut down all at once. No, bad way to go. I didn't even get to involve insanity. That's the fun one. I never have enough DNA points for that without getting cured. So yeah, that's Plague Inc. Yep, Earth's toast. Although it's a little bit extreme. We didn't eradicate all life on Earth, just humans. Everything else was probably fine. And we beat the game in 964 in-game days. So, not speedrun pace, but hey. They only got to 21% of the cure, and we still got the 3 biohazards. I think to get 5, you have to beat it in 1 in-game year, which ain't gonna happen anytime soon. Like, they got to 21% in the 300 in the year or so before I obliterated them, so if I had been brutal from the start, I wouldn't have won. They'd have killed me. I'm not a pro at this game by any means. But yeah, that's basically Plague Inc. Guys, be sure to let me know if you want to see some more of this. This is actually pretty fun. And there's a whole laundry list of... There is a literal whole laundry list of different plagues to choose from, with a whole mess of different situations. I won't be doing that anytime soon. That plague's hard as nails. This plague, even on casual, is hard as nails. No thank you. But, you know, a whole bunch of stuff. This one's my favorite. You'll see if I ever do it. If I ever record the Neurax farm, you'll see why it's my favorite. It is so broken. It is so broken. But yeah, that's gonna be it for some Plague Inc. for now, at least. Like I said, just guys, let me know if you enjoyed this and want to see more of it. All 21-ish of you. Better than nothing. Well, catch you guys later.